Hey team, I'm going to take a moment today and give you two important announcements that you need to know. One is an announcement that applies immediately. One is an announcement that will apply about 6 weeks from now. Let's start with the one that applies immediately. As some of you know, about 16 months ago, we implemented a brand new position to our worship team. It's the position that Julie Holtgrave and Tammy Kraus have been doing faithfully since then. It's the service producer position. Now we've done a lot of tweaking and just learning along the way and trying to maximize their efforts. And there's one change that we're going to implement that I think is going to help the team function a lot more smoothly. As some of you know, we've been doing a 7:15 a.m. production meeting. This was implemented with the new service producer position as an opportunity for all of us to get on the same page. Well, those meetings have not been well attended. And so, in order to fix that problem and hopefully make it more convenient for the entire team, we are going to scrap that 7:15 a.m. meeting. However, what we are going to do, our emphasis is going to be on the 7:30 meeting that happens on stage. Now, here's what we need in order to be successful with that. We need everyone there. Now, for the most part, every week we have almost everyone on stage by that meeting. But I need 100% participation. If you're standing behind a camera, if you're working backstage, if you're playing in the band, if you're up in the booth, it doesn't matter where you are. If you're in the worship team, on Sunday morning, I need you on stage 7:30 a.m. for that meeting. What that allows us to do is that allows us to be on the same page whenever 8 o'clock hits. Whenever we go live and things start rolling, you're not figuring things out as you go along, but you have an opportunity to hear what's happening. You also have an opportunity to dialogue with those of us who've planned these services and who've been involved in kind of the behind the scenes of making things come together. The only caveat to this is if you run cameras at a later service, if you run at 9:30 or at 11 or whatever, you don't have to be at the 7:30 a.m. service. But everybody else, no matter what you're doing, you need to be at the 7:30 a.m. service. These meetings will be led by our service producers. By that team, they'll be giving you an overview and a run through of what you can expect. This will be an opportunity for you to ask any questions, to get clarification. Now, here's the other thing that we need in order for these meetings to be successful. Everything needs to be set and ready to go for when the countdown timer gets to 0 at 8 a.m. So that means our announcement slides need to be running, our pre-service music needs to be running, and our lighting cue needs to be at scene number 1 in order for that to run. Camera team, projection team, make sure before that meeting that you've checked the signals, that everything is routed correctly in ProPresenter, that everything's routed correctly with the presentation system and the camera system, and that we are on a truly tech feed, that we're not set up on a downstream key, but that we are truly on the tech feed and that everything is rolling. Okay, so that's what you need to know as far as the change to the service producer team is concerned. Number 2, this has to do with our outdoor service that we are going to do in September. You'll remember, and I've talked to several of you in person about the fact that the middle of September 15th and 16th, that weekend, that's a Saturday and Sunday, we are planning to do a car show. And you might remember that I said we were going to do a big outdoor worship service that evening, the Saturday evening, and then, of course, an outdoor service on Sunday morning. Okay, so one thing has changed with that. One, we are still doing the car show. So the car show will run from 9 a.m. It starts at 9 a.m. and I can't remember when it ends. Check the promo, and I think it's 4, but Brandon Hannigan, please don't kill me if that's not correct. Anyway, car show starts at 9. Please plan to be a part of that. That's still happening. The Joe Miller Band will be there. They'll be providing some live music. There's going to be some bounce houses. It's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be a really fun day. So plan to be a part of it. Now, the Saturday evening worship night, we're going to scrap that. And for 2 reasons. Number 1, we're going to scrap that because of resources. It takes a lot of production equipment in order to make that work. It also takes an extra day of having that production equipment on our campus in order to make that work. So to save some costs, we are going to scale back and not do the Saturday evening worship night. We're also scaling back because that next week, every evening, we are going to be doing revival services. That's where we want our emphasis. As great as the worship night will be, and it may be something we do again in the future, we want to preserve team energy in order to really bring it for those revival services Sunday through Wednesday evening. So if you received an invitation to play on the Saturday night worship service, worship night, don't fret. All of you will still be on Sunday morning. We're going to use that exact same team. Mark that. Put that on your calendar. Make sure you're ready to go. I'm setting up the service on Sunday morning. I'll be sending you guys invitations, and you'll know what we're going to plan to do there. Okay, so we will do the Sunday morning outdoor service. It'll be one big service at 10 a.m. that morning. And we will then, as soon as the service is over, take everything down. I'll give you guys more details as we get close for that service. But that's the main thing you need to know. We're not going to do the Saturday night worship night, and that's the reason why. If you have any questions about that, about the outdoor service or anything that's happening, leave them in the comments below. Send me an email. Reach out to us however you can. Otherwise, I'm excited for that weekend and for those services. It's going to be a really great opportunity and a really great time of ministry for our church. That's it. That's everything I have for you. Have a great day.